Welcome to this episode of the Deep Dive podcast, using no or low risk artificial intelligence.
You know all those headlines about AI taking over classrooms?
Mm.
Kind of gets under your skin, right?
Yeah, like we're one software update away from kids needing permission slips.
So this white paper you sent, what a breath of fresh air.
Implementing no or low-risk AI in primary schools.
By Kathy Brown, and she totally gets it. It's not about AI replacing teachers. It's how to use it well.
Which is, let's be honest, what everyone's really worried about.
So break it down for us. What's the big idea with this no to low risk AI?
So in NLRAI, it's about building AI tools that are fundamentally safe for kids.
From the ground up, right? Not as an afterthought.
Exactly. Basically 5 big checkpoints for these tools. 1, minimal operational impact.
Meaning?
They're not making big decisions for the classroom. It's more like they're offering suggestions, helping kids explore, that sort of thing.
Okay, so it's still very much tools not taking over.
Exactly. Second is no scary autonomy. Like these things aren't going to go rogue and start teaching algebra poetry,
Algebra poetry, now there's a thought. But yeah, keeping humans in charge.
which is key. Third, data privacy. Big one, obviously, especially with younger kids. These tools are designed to protect their info, not collect and store it all.
Makes sense. What's this?
Fourth is they're built with safety in mind from the get-go. So even if there's a glitch, a misuse, whatever, kids are still protected.
Okay, that's reassuring. So what's the last checkpoint?
Transparency. It needs to be easy to understand how these tools work, what they're doing with the info they have.
No black boxes allowed.
Hmm.
So we've talked about what NLRAI is, but what does it actually look like in a classroom?
Brown has some really fun examples, stuff that makes you think, I wish I had that in school.
Right. Forget the kids. I want some of these tools. She talks about Teachable machine and quick draw.
Where kids get to create AI.
Yeah. Imagine instead of just learning about AI, they're building their own. Talk about bringing science to life. And it's not just science, right? Think about art class, using AI to, help kids draw.
Oh, totally. Brown talks about Canva, Adobe Express, all those have AI tools built in.
Which is so smart, because kids are already using that stuff.
Exactly. So it's meeting them where they're at. Like imagine a kid's writing a story about, I don't know, a magical unicorn.
Okay, I'm listening.
They could use AI to help design what it looks like, its rainbow mane, the whole bit.
See, that's way cooler than just drawing stick figures. Although, I'm still impressed by a good stick figure.
Always classic. But yeah, Brown also gets into these single-purpose AI assistants.
Okay, that one sounded a little vague to me. What does that even mean in, real-life terms?
So picture this. You're a kid stuck on a math problem. Totally frustrating.
Worst. Especially when you just know the teacher's busy.
Right. But instead of getting disheartened, you could turn to this AI assistant. It's designed just for that math unit, whatever you're studying.
Oh, so it's not like general knowledge AI. It's specific to what you're learning right then.
Exactly. It could walk you through the steps, give you hints, even offer different ways to solve it, depending on how you learn best.
It's almost like having a personal tutor on demand.
That's the idea. And honestly, think of the relief for teachers.
Tailor the lesson to different learning styles.
Imagine that. Feed in your lesson plan and boom, the AI suggests activities, creates materials, even helps you assess how well kids are understanding.
Okay, that's definitely next level. But it can't all be smooth sailing, right?
Yeah.
There got to be challenges to bringing this stuff into classrooms.
Oh, for sure. Brown's really upfront about that. Like, teacher training is huge.
Yeah, you can't just hand someone an iPad with fancy software and say, go make AI happen.
Exactly. Teachers need to be comfortable using this stuff, troubleshooting when it goes wrong. Which, let's face it, technology, it happens.
And they need to know how to make it actually useful for their students. Not every cool tech tool is actually a good teaching tool.
100%. And you know what else Brown brought up? The fear factor.
Oh, yeah, big time. Teachers who are hesitant,
Yeah.
parents who are like, my kids could be learning from robots now.
It's understandable, right? AI is this big unknown thing for a lot of people. So part of it is just education.
It's like people hear AI and their minds go straight to sci-fi.
I love a good robot uprising movie as much as the next person. But Brown makes a good point. We got to demystify this stuff. The more teachers understand how NLRAI actually works, the less scary it becomes.
Right, knowledge is power, cliche but true.
Yeah.
So for you, what's the most exciting possibility here? Why should we want NLRAI in schools?
For me, it's about making education more fair for everyone. Brown talks about this, how NLRAI can help kids who need extra support. Maybe they learn differently. Maybe there's a language barrier, whatever it is.
It levels the playing field a bit.
Exactly. Every student having the tools they need no matter what. That's a powerful idea.
It's not just about the tech. It's about what the tech makes possible, which, I don't know, it feels like every big leap in education.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being scared of the printing press back in the day.
Oh, 100%. Or computers. People freaked out about those coming into classrooms, and now look.
Wild, right. But we figure it out. We adapt.
She says we got to streamline how schools adopt this stuff, because right now it's a whole thing, approvals, regulations, and meanwhile the good tech is just like waiting in the wings.
Red tape, the enemy of progress. Although I get it. Got to be careful with what we unleash on unsuspecting young minds.
Of course. These NRAI tools, they're designed for safety. The benefits outweigh the risks, especially if we're smart about it.
Right, right. And part of that is, like we were saying, getting teachers on board, not just saying, here's the tech, figure it out.
Exactly. It's professional development, support, all of that. Because it's not about replacing teachers, it's about giving them the tools to be even better.
Yes, better, not obsolete.
I love that. What if your kid's school embraced NLRAI? What would that look like? Would you be into it, scared, somewhere in between? We want to know. And on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. AI in education, it's a wild ride, but honestly, I'm feeling optimistic.
Stay tuned for more Deep Dive podcasts. The Deep Dive podcast is an educational podcast focusing on technology and AI, produced by Kathy Brown. virtualteacher.com.au